Hey, welcome to 2 Cents episode 84. It's February 19th, 2017. This is the live undoctored news show we do here at Dollar Views. It happens once a week and it's been happening for 84 weeks. We cover tech, TV, movies, video games, and also VR, and that's my favorite part. We're all over the internet. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WordPress, Tumblr. You can listen to us on Google Play Music, iTunes Podcast, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, SoundCloud. Like I said, just about everywhere. I'm Brian Gillis. You can follow me on Twitter at Brian Gillis. That's BRYONGILLIS. Also send an email, brian@dollarviews.net if you got any tips. And I'm just another film school grad trying to talk his way into the industry, and I'm joined by Stephen Mominex.
Konnichiwa.
So
I haven't
here's
done
something.
that one yet before, have I?
No, that one's new.
Yeah.
Here's a new thing for the show, too. I want to try to do this every week. And here's the question of the week. What was the thing that happened to you that stands out the most this week?
You're just going to spring it on me. Wow.
It's
To
a
me
new
personally,
section. Yeah.
you start. Give me time to think about this one.
There was a storm in Southern California
Oh, I heard about this.
weekend. I wouldn't exactly call it a storm. It was a single day. It was one day. But I'll be talking about it a little later. You know, I'm still obsessed with buying these Legos. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the 99-cent store before work. I'm going to see what they got. I'll pick up some, and then I'll go to work. And so I didn't quite time my day out properly, and the main street was super busy. And this is after I already saw like a collapsed tree in the middle of the street. I called the cops. I was like, it's the first time I'd ever done that in my life. I just called 911. They're like, fire, police, or civic, or whatever. I was like, I don't know. They're like, huh? I was like, there's a tree in the street. They're like, okay, yeah, is it here? I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, they already know. But so I'm going to the 99-cent store, and I take like a side road, and it was completely flooded. I was totally scared when I was driving through. I was like, is my car gonna be okay? It would really suck if I had to be late to work because my car flooded out in the middle of the street, and I had to get out and push it. I'm up to like my fucking knees in water because it was that deep. And so I didn't really think much of it at the time, and then later today, mind you, I ended up not having time to go to an instant store at all. But earlier today, I was in my car. I was like, "What the hell why is my floor mat so wet?" Turns out that like I don't know if it came from under my car, like my body had some holes in it, maybe from like rust or whatever. But yeah, like my floor mat and also like just carpet itself was totally soaked, like mildewy. But thank God it was only on the passenger side. Like maybe tomorrow I'll just like leave my windows open. It's gonna be hot enough that it'll dry out, but kind of a bummer. So yeah, it was a fun thing. It was driving in my car in really severe weather conditions. Just driving with like the windshield wipers going that fast is fun by itself. But yeah, that was fun. The rain was nice. I wish that happened again. It was raining sideways, which is always cool. But yeah, back to you. What's the thing that happened?
All right. Well, a thing that just, I guess, really of just how chaotic my day was. My morning started with me waiting for the bus and the bus not showing up at all. And so what I had to do was I had to run to work 3 miles within
not 3 miles,
20 minutes just to get there on time. And because this is significant, it's because it was the Austin Marathon. And so,
were you in the marathon running?
No. Like it's funny because like I know people that were also running the half marathon. But I essentially ran 3 miles, wearing a hoodie, with work shoes, which are falling apart. And so and I'm just sprinting my ass off just to get there on time because I know it's going to be chaotic and crazy. I make it like right when the national anthem is about to start, and I need to cross the street, but the street is locked off because they got the marathon set up. So I'm just like, shit, what do I do? And like, I'm just so burned out and tired at this point. And everyone is standing there. I'm kind of just like, I'm getting a little paranoid because I'm just like running around by police. And so I'm just like, shit, what do I do? I put my hand over my heart and just look at the flag. And I'm just like probably feeling like an idiot for doing it. But then, then it goes over. And then I ask like, hey, where can I cross? Like, cause I got to get to the other side. And then there's just, they tell me to run a block down and there's a spot there. So I do that, then I get inside and I'm sweating my ass off, and then I'm working like crazy, and this just goes on and on all day. And then instead of working for a normal shift, it ends up being a full shift, so I'm working a full 12 hours, and then this brings me to here where my bones are just fucking killing me right now just to stay awake. I could barely even nap before this until my body fully shut down, and then you call me, and I was like, fuck.
No, I got
one
like
of those things.
I think I got like 4 hours of sleep earlier, coming off like 29 hours straight.
Hmm.
So yeah, my day
Yeah.
was interesting,
But
but that
this
wasn't the most
was like
interesting part
this
of
was
the
a
week.
unique day of just like everything like just being a bit of an endurance test. And I'm still somewhat pulling through it, but yeah, like that is the most interesting thing that's probably happened as far as just everything that's come to me.
Well, here's a lot of different entertainment stuff to take your mind off of it, and also our listeners, make your world a better place. We'll start with Kevin Smith because we were talking about him a week or two ago. So I actually listened to his latest modcast. Smosier's not on it, or Mosier rather. It's Jason Mewes, so it doesn't really matter. But they're just fleshing out the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, whatever. That's not the news item here. What is? Kevin Smith's going to be coming to BBC America. He's going to be running Sam and Twitch, which is a Spawn spinoff, and it's about detectives investigating cases related to the occult. So I don't know how he does it. He has comic books. He has like 3 podcasts. He's raising
He's
a
kind of
daughter.
like the new
He's-
Guillermo del Toro in that he's just constantly announcing stuff and he's always got stuff in
Well,
development, but he can't
that's-
make it all.
He does
can
make it
try.
all. He has Comic Book Men. He has that Geeking Out show.
How long
he
has it
has
been
like
since
his
Clerks 3 and
IMDb.
Hit Somebody have been announced, and we're still
Those
waiting
don't
on it?
matter. I'm not talking about
Just
those.
saying,
This
it's
is the difference between those are that's a single dude who makes shit like Guillermo del Toro going, oh yeah, like I'm gonna make this eventually. Trust me, you're gonna like it. Versus BBC America going, hey, we got a show with Kevin Smith. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That happens.
Yeah.
So I like he has his AMC show. He's got his podcast. Like I said, he's got like his so many fucking things all at once. I don't know how he has the time. Like he does the video recordings for Fat Man on Batman. He does like the tours, like Comic Cons. Like the reason he doesn't get shit done is because he's so busy actually doing stuff that isn't
Exactly,
related to
like
artwork.
Guillermo del Toro, because he's always working on something, whether it's in a producer capacity or as far as trying to get stuff made. Like, he has a bunch of stuff on the table, and that's kind of what Kevin Smith is. Not the
Guillermo's
same thing.
not nearly as busy. Like, yeah, Troll Hunters that just came
Yeah,
out.
that
He's
keeps him
doing
busy, you know, like, when you
the
have to
Shape of
produce
Water
stuff.
right now. Like, I know he just went to Disneyland the other day. He took like an off day.
You know,
but
he had to set up his own LACMA exhibit. Like,
Like,
he's
think
got a
about
lot of
this.
stuff on his plate.
Kevin Smith puts out as much podcast content as we do, and he's been doing that for a decade.
Oh, he puts out way more than us.
No, he doesn't. Not in a week. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, no. Well, he's got a radio, a
No.
podcast network. Yeah, they put out stuff in a week. Like, what do we have? We
No,
just have 2
they
shows
put
a
out
week.
shit. But I'm saying like him, Hollywood Babylon, James on Bob's Get Old,
Smodcast.
Smodcast, and Fat Man and Batman don't all happen every week. They don't.
No.
No. But between those 4, yeah, he puts out as much audio content as we do. Because I mean, we put out on
Alright.
average a week like 2 hours easy. Sometimes more. I mean, I think
Definitely more.
I think the high point was like 5.5 hours in one weekend.
Really?
Yeah, that was
No,
Star
we
Wars.
probably do like 2.5 to 3 hours a week.
No, it's 2. It's usually
No, like
it's-
2 cents is a healthy 2 hours.
yeah,
and
two-
then
yeah,
Death
2.5
Cinema
to
can
3.
Be like 20 to 40 minutes.
It depends.
Like this latest one is like 40 minutes. So
Anyway, so I'm not exactly excited about the show, but I am curious what he could do in a showrunning capacity. Maybe he's gonna write it. Maybe he'll direct it. He has a good track record with superhero slanted stuff on TV, whether that be reality or scripted. So, power to him. Hopefully this can get him money to make Jay and Silent Bob reboot or just more clout behind his name. Who knows? Maybe this will come out after that movie. I got no clue on that. But yeah, really interesting episode of Smodcast. Just to hear him really talk about the things we were talking about the other week. Like the chronicle of what happened to Clerks 3, what happened to Mallrats, what happened to Mallrats 2, what happened
so
to
what
this.
happened to Clerks 3?
It's what we said. Like they're actually like that was the cool part. It's like they were like already looking for office space to shoot. I think they were shooting Philadelphia, so they were already like ready to go. And then like 3 weeks out or something, it didn't happen. And it was basically confirmed that it was either Dante or Randall. It was one of them. It was either James Anderson or Brian
It's
O'Halloran.
probably Jeff Anderson, just like
Jeff
because
Anderson.
he's off the grid, really. Like I'm not
Yeah,
sure if
so
he really wants to act.
It had nothing to do with Rodaris Dawson. It was one of them, and so they didn't do it. And he said that he might put it out in some other way, whether that be like a script, just have it, or a comic book. That's probably
That's a
more
bummer.
likely. I'm still holding out. I mean, it's like we said, maybe this is what's going to happen. He makes the reboot movie that makes his fan like it proves that he can be a success. Like it's been long enough that View Askew is like a hit still. That it will bankroll Clerks 3. And maybe there's like some kind of lead in. What he said was he reused like the opening sequence from Clerks 3 as the opener for the James and Bob movie. So, hey, it's going to be there in some capacity. Bigger TV, way bigger, matter of fact. J.J. Abrams, so you know that's huge. Bad Robot is making a show with Stephen King. They dropped the trailer, or actually teaser, a couple of days ago. It's called Castle Rock, and it's at Hulu, if that sounds familiar. It's because it's the fictional town in Maine where most of Stephen King's stories take place in or around. They already got one Stephen King thing at
It's
Hulu.
also the
that
production company for Rob Reiner.
Yeah, that 11/23/68 thing that James Franco was in. So they're already familiar with him. And this year there's a lot of Stephen King stuff as well. Dark Tower this summer, It in September. But just given the teaser, the name, the way it looks, the fact that it's Bad Robot, I'm pretty sure this is finally going to be a Stephen King shared universe like media franchise.
Probably.
Because if you see this teaser, it's like it name calls Pennywise, fucking Salem's Lot, Shawshank Redemption, like Shawshank State Prison, so many things. It calls them all out. My guess is that this is going to basically use all of the properties that aren't currently in production. So Dark Tower's out. It is out, even though it's weird because Pennywise is mentioned. But Misery is totally fair game. Like anything, like maybe this could finally be his chance to get like his smaller stuff adapted, or even the things that weren't a big hit like Cell a year ago that could get a proper version. I have a feeling though that it's going to be I don't think it's going to be completely tied. I think it's going to be like maybe like a Twilight Zone show, which would be awesome if it's an anthology where it's all the same, kind of like Black Mirror almost. But we'll find out, or I won't find out because I don't have Hulu and I'm not enough Stephen King fan to invest in that. Maybe I'll do a free trial. I don't know. Maybe they'll put the first episode for free on YouTube or something like that. But this is probably going to come out early next year or something. Maybe even October with how fast digital goes. But very cool. I hope we learn more about this. And like I said, I hope it's a shared universe. And it would be awesome, to be honest, if that new It movie, the Dark Tower franchise that Sony's doing, and this show were all connected in a Marvel kind of way. That'd be cool. I'd buy that
I'm
for
still
$1.
waiting for like something really. I mean, we've been seeing these things develop for like a long time. Like it's the Universal Monsters shared universe. Like it was 2014. That's 3 years ago that Dracula Untold happened, where they just slapped that ending on there. And
that one didn't really count. But this
we're
this
still
summer we're getting the
kinda
Mummy.
developing it. Yeah, but like we keep.
I'm excited about the Mummy.
I know, it's just like we keep talking, or studios keep talking about like, oh, these things are happening. There's going to be a bigger Transformers shared universe, which I guess we're finally seeing that, and it's taken forever. But man, is this stuff really going to take off?
I mean,
Like-
the Age of Extinction brought in the Dinobots, so that was already like the first.
No, but like this is where they
piece.
got the writers' room set up, and
Yeah,
they're going to do
yeah.
a
The
separate
last
Bumblebee
night
movie
is going to
and, like,
set
all
up
this
the shared
shit.
universe, the Micronauts and GI Joe and all
Michael
of that
Bay,
shit.
please just be done. Like not because
No, he
like,
said he's
I-
done.
Yeah. How many times has he fucking said that?
Yeah, I think just look
No,
at the
and,
title,
and like
man.
his reason too, though, like he's begrudgingly just going like, well, these are the movies that they want to make. Like it was difficult for him to get Pain and Gain in 13 hours financed. So I mean, I wish he could do more stuff like that, but man, it's like just as far as like financing and greenlighting stuff, it's like I bet it's pretty difficult just based on all the shit we get out there. Like that's probably part of the deal, just to make 13 hours is like, we'll give you the money if you do a 5th Transformers movie, like a year later.
One for me, one for them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
Because that's
exactly
how Pain and
how it
Gain
works.
got made.
Jumping from Hulu, though, to something much different. Amazon, they announced 2 shows this week, both children's shows, kids. But I'm so fucking excited about one of them. One of the shows that they greenlit is a Costume Quest adaptation. This is a game that no one played except me. There's 2 games. The first
What
one,
is this?
It's super indie game made by Double Fine, so the people behind Day of the Tentacle, which I beat, was that 2 weeks ago now, and I reviewed. This week I have another one that I'm playing, so I'll be talking about that. But it's Tim Schafer, who used to work at LucasArts, did a lot of their point-and-click adventures, then made his own independent studio. And so they were trying to make, like, big games, like platformers, like things that work, like Psychonauts that just tank for some reason, even though the critics loved them. And in the early 2010s, they, like, threw some stuff together. One of them was Costume Quest. Basically, this is like Pokemon, except well, not it's just like it's a mashup between Halloween and like an old school RPG. So each of your kids can change their costume. You can be a robot or a piece of candy corn or whatever, and you have different powers in battle. And then when you're not in a fight, like in the world, you have different abilities. So I think it's like the rocket costume, you can have roller skates, or this other one you glow in the dark, or I don't know. It's hard to really talk about, but it's Double Fine, so the sense of humor is really hilarious. And the first one was actually designed and directed and conceptualized by someone who works at Pixar, working on their character models, so it has a really high pedigree. But hilarious. Like I love both the games. You can get them on PlayStation or Xbox or on your computer. They're on sale all the time. You can get them both for like less than $8. Tons of fun. Just a great throwback. Like you're gonna spend less than 10 hours between the two of them. But just a really funny story. Just the concept is these twins, these brothers and sisters. It's Halloween and they find out that there's this nefarious plot that there's actually like witches and goblins out there. And so like in the first game, for instance, you have to go trick-or-treating in every house to make sure that they're actually not monsters, and if there is, then it's a fight sequence. And there's no money in the game, it's candy, and then you use the candy to buy stuff. Like I can talk about it for a long time. I really love these games. I really hope there's another one. But yeah, that show is going to be coming soon. I'm totally going to be watching that because it's Halloween. It has a great trick-or-treat scheme. This is something that I know for a fact. Either he's already played it or he's gonna love this show, Guillermo del Toro, right up his alley. Like this is fun. Like if you have any interest, just go on YouTube. Like there's no voice acting really. It's mostly like you read the text, but it's fun. I want a sequel. And like I said, I'm gonna have some more Double Fine thoughts or coverage and penny thoughts later. Sticking with video games just for a second, Nintendo Switch is like 2 weeks away now. Yay. Not even fucking 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
A little less than that.
Well, yeah, I just double-checked my calendar. It's coming out on a Friday, not a Tuesday, which means it's like 2 weeks and some change. 1 week. A week and a half.
Kids can look forward to the weekend.
Not kids, man.
10 days or so. No,
it's not even kids. It's everyone buys Nintendo. Yeah. And so before we talk about the Switch for a second, that new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, that everyone's excited about, has a season pass. I don't know what the fuck it does. It's going to be $20. Among the DLC this comes with is a Nintendo Switch t-shirt that you can put on Link, which sounds too stupid to be real.
Yeah,
I can't believe that's a thing. But
really? Like,
then again, this is the company that
the
put
iconic design, but
this is the people that put Mercedes-Benz in the last Mario Kart. So,
really?
Hey, yeah, you could, and I think it was free. Mario could drive Mercedes like SL 150 or something. It was the weirdest thing. It just, so yeah, Nintendo's trying to be like the rest of the industry, and who knows? I mean, $20 is really cheap for a season pass, but yeah. It's like if you're spending $300 on the system, $60 on the game. That extra $20 is a lot of money.
It adds up, and it's like, is the game even worth it? Just continue paying for that.
It's probably going to be worth it. I don't know. I'm not probably going to play it myself. Maybe I'll demo it somewhere. But talking about the Switch, this is like the funniest thing that happened this week. Just weird. I'm going to tell it the way that it played out.
Okay.
So some lucky guy like 3 days ago got a Nintendo Switch. You got 2 weeks early. The original story was like, oh yeah, I pre-ordered it online and I got it early and here it is. So like, he did his name's Hip Hop the Robot. He was on NeoGAF, among other online forums. He did an unboxing video. He showed off like the system's graphical user interface, which is notable because Nintendo has yet to do that. It's only 2 weeks away, which is very strange. A couple of days later, it was uncovered that, no, actually what happened was some employees at some retail chain, I would presume, stole several systems and then resold them, one of which went to this guy, Hip Hop the Robot. Mm-hmm. Even weirder, he then tried to resell it on the internet. And he's so stupid that he didn't block out the serial number, I don't believe. And so Nintendo found him, and they took the system back, so he lost his money, his $300 or whatever it was. The people at whatever company had them have been fired and are most likely going to face criminal charges because this is a big deal. Breaking a street date on a video game, let alone a brand new system, is like, yeah, a criminal offense. And then
Stealing the product before it even launches. That's
yeah,
yeah.
and then even better yet is, I was talking about being up for 28 hours or whatever. One of the things that I had to do today was go to work at 7 a.m. so we could flip our store to make room for Nintendo Switch inventory. So that was fun. Imagine taking off everything on the walls in your place of business and moving around like it's fucking Legos. Legos are cool. Doing that with real world objects, not cool. Not at 7 a.m. Yeah, no, not fun. But yeah, this was like the weirdest story I've seen because it went from everyone being like, "Oh my god, this guy is so lucky. He got a system early," huh?
I see where you're going.
And then it went, "No, this guy's real stupid. Why would he do this?" And then, "Oh no, he was part of a fucking scheme, and he's not bright." Like, he could have easily just not flaunted it.
And just kept it for himself.
Yeah, put it in a corner,
yeah,
and then
people,
told his
like
friends.
What we said last week, people like to be first on the internet and just get their 15 minutes and get their opinions.
He did a
and shit out there,
service.
get their attention. Yeah, so
He did a general
you know what the interface
service
looks
to the
like now,
public.
so.
I know what. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what it looks like. I got a
Yeah.
very good idea of how the system works when it's not playing a game. I mean, because of work, I know the size of the game cases. It was like just a real funny thing. Like, I looked at the case and I went, "It looks like a PS Vita cartridge would fit in there." And my coworker was like, "Yeah." And so I grabbed one and I put it in the case, and it's the exact same size. I was like, "What the fuck? Did Nintendo do that on purpose?" I don't know, but it's pretty funny. So I'm gonna try to sell it that way. But yeah, so that's the video games we got. We got some VR later in the show, which isn't gaming, but it's related. And if you don't know anything about that, you're gonna love what we got on that. Here's probably the biggest non-headline this week, and I'm sure you already know. The Lion King live-action remake, the live reaction that Jon Favreau is doing for Disney, has cast 2 of its main people, and they are big names, and I actually support this. Donald Glover is going to be Simba, and James Earl Jones is going to reprise his role as Mufasa. So, pretty good.
You know what? As far as casting, I'm cool, but it also, I watched the movie. I rewatched it yesterday. Just the casting itself of James Earl Jones tells you everything about why this remake should not happen.
No.
Like, it doesn't need to happen at all. If you can't bring someone in that's going to do anything new, then are you just going to bring James Earl Jones to do his thing again? Is he just going to be very lifeless in the voice recording room and do the same exact shit? Like, you did it right the first time. You don't need to do it again. You really don't need to.
That's for all of these live reactions.
I'm so against this one, man. Like, I mean, like, I assume that they have to spin it somehow because they did that with the Jungle Book. They did make things different. And that was kind of the problem with that one, is that it tried to be too close to the Disney
we talked about
version
this
and then
before.
somewhat close to the Rudyard Kipling one, and then
in the fucking live reaction Must Die episode, I think it's like episode 66. The reason why this one,
you cast the same guy, like,
it's not even that.
Awesome,
it's
but
there is no Mowgli. There's no kid running around that is human, and the rest is CG. This is going to be 100% CG. It's going to be an action. This isn't a live action remake. This is
as a technical flick,
a remake
totally buy
with
that,
CG.
But still, it's just like,
this is still going to be an animated movie. It's just going to be photorealistic, computer generated instead of hand drawn 2D.
Like, the thing about The Lion King is that, like, they did not know that they were making a phenomenon when they made that movie. It's a collaboration with a bunch of these different elements coming together.
It's not an original
I've watched
story.
The bonus features of that. I've listened to the commentary. They talk about, like, the moment where they were like, they really had their hands on something was when they first heard the images paired to Hans Zimmer's score, and they were like, wow, this is something. Like, I mean, back when they made that movie, no one wanted to fucking work on it. The animators wanted to work on Pocahontas because that was the big movie that they were excited about, and look at how that turned out. But, like, god damn it, man. Like, it's just, I love that movie so much. Like, yeah, I have a bias because it's a childhood favorite. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But, like, I know that, like, this remake is just going to be so slavish to the original and, like, just kind of make these moments, like, try to make them seem like as big as iconic as they were in the original one, because they ended up being that way, but they were never trying to manufacture something so timeless. It just ended up being something so perfect. And just God fucking damn it, man. Donald Glover, that's cool casting though. Don't get me wrong, but just on principle,
It's almost cool casting.
fuck this remake.
I mean,
man. Like,
the cool thing about
Jon
Donald Glover's
Favreau,
casting,
why?
the cool thing about his casting is that inherently means that not only is he going to be doing the singing himself, but that there might be a Simba rap, which is, hey, a really cool thing to think about.
I promise you, I will not be seeing this movie. I don't think so.
What I'm not a fan of is people going full studio, and Donald Glover just did that. He's clearly the young Lando Calrissian in the Han Solo film. He's in
Okay,
Spider-Man
hold up.
Homecoming
He
this
still
summer.
has Atlanta. Let's be fair. He
Whatever.
still has his own creative outlet.
Yeah,
At least.
Atlanta is on pause so he can do Star Wars. He just won 2 Golden Globes. Who the fuck cares? He's doing Star Wars, so the show's not getting a second season for a whole year. But yeah, he's in Spider-Man Homecoming, which technically is a Disney movie. He was in The Muppets, which, I mean, yeah, that's a cameo,
That's a
whatever,
cameo.
didn't really count. But yeah, he just went
Han
full
Solo
studio
is
system.
that's got to be a one-off though. Like the Han Solo movie,
No,
it can't be.
that is
yeah.
not a one-off.
Yeah, no. Like, what are they going to bring him back as Han Solo in multiple movies? You think so?
Probably,
Because
yeah.
I don't know how the contracts worked for Rogue
Rogue
One.
One
my
was a proof
understanding
of
is that that's a
concept.
one-off. So
Rogue One is a proof of concept. That was can we make a standalone story? Yeah, we did it. I have a feeling that this is gonna start a young Han Solo like trilogy, maybe.
that it could very well happen, but
Not
Well-
Lord and Miller aren't gonna be on it. They don't do that. They don't do franchise. They do one.
21,
They leave.
22
Well,
Jump Street,
besides Jump Street,
Lego
but still,
movie.
they're not in the second one.
No, but they were involved. They're
No,
still
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
creatively
Like they
involved,
they direct it and then they just become producers. That's what they do. They're like one and done. They don't do franchises besides
yeah.
Jump
22
Street.
Jump Street.
Besides Jump Street. But they made it very clear in that one why they don't do it, you know? So yeah, maybe Star Wars is big enough that they would stick around, but we don't know any other standalone movies. We got Rogue One, we got Han Solo. There are no other announced ones. What are they going to do? They're going to do a Princess Leia standalone? I mean, that'd be cool, but she just died. You can't do that.
You
wouldn't-
cast a young one. That's exactly what they're doing with this standalone. They cast young actors.
No, well, that's what I'm saying, though. You can't do that out of just respect for Carrie
Not
Fisher.
right away, but eventually, yeah, you can.
They would no. They would have to start now. Is what I'm saying. Like they haven't announced another standalone. They got the 2 standalones that take place between 7 and 8 and 8 and 9. What happens after 9? Obviously, there's still going to be one a year. We're going to figure out soon enough, and that could very well be just who knows. I got no clue. But yeah, Donald Glover, I wish you the best. Still love your music, even though your latest album it wasn't quite my thing. But don't chase the paycheck. Please don't. Don't still have your artistic integrity. Don't get lost in the game.
Please
Cause
do a movie for Community. At least do that.
better yet, fucking write a movie that isn't made by don't do Mystery Team again. Do a real movie.
You don't like Mystery Team?
I couldn't do it. That
That movie's
that
fun.
that comedy was like Hot Rod to me.
I like Derek Comedy stuff on YouTube.
Nah, it's like that. It reminded me
No.
way too much of Hot Rod. It was like the same exact humor. I couldn't.
You know,
like,
have you ever seen the video "Girls Are Not to Be Trusted"?
No, I've seen no Derek comedy stuff.
Well,
I saw like 20 minutes of
You
Mystery
should
Team.
check out that one. Like, I mean, that's great. That was one of those things I saw in film school. I was like, fuck, I'm jealous that these guys are making something so fucking funny like this. Like, hey, yeah, you just got out of a relationship. You might get a laugh out of it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I wouldn't say. Well, I mean, I guess I did. It was like a long time ago now when you actually think about it. It was fucking November, man.
You're the one that brings it up usually. This is like the one
Yeah.
time. Now that I'm saying it, you're like, well, it happened a long time ago.
It did act, like if you actually put it on paper, it was like that was last year, dude.
It was last year. It
Here's
was like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
6 months ago. Whatever.
Here's a little tech thing because that's not going to happen the rest of the episode. Twitter, we followed their progression into live streaming, and they did a big one this week. This Saturday, they did a Showtime primetime boxing event, which is the first time that's ever happened. This is not supposed to be a recurring thing, but I have a feeling like it will be. And it's important to note that Twitter already has fucking hockey, baseball, basketball, football, now boxing. They did Olympic stuff. They might have the Oscars this year. Who knows? Like, they're streaming everything. They're still looking for, if the rumors are to be believed, they're still looking for a new owner. They're looking to be sold. Um, so hey,
I
it's
mean,
like
how do they get the
Verizon
rights
just
to
saved. You don't get the rights. Like this was a
no, like broadcast or like I don't know, like some like the presidential debate. I get that because there's so many different outlets there. But
uh,
how do you collaborate with Showtime on this one?
this was just a straight up cross promotional event where this wasn't a pay per view thing. This is just Showtime like Saturday Night Boxing, and so they wanted to get more coverage. So hey, here's a free fight for the people on Twitter, and that's it. But like I said, I have a feeling if the numbers were good enough that they're going to do this again. The funny thing that about this too, like I read on Variety and I put it together myself, Showtime really hated Twitter like a year ago because people on Periscope were live broadcasting which fight was that? Not Mosley.
Pacquiao and
Yeah.
Mayweather.
Yeah, the Mayweather Pacquiao
Yeah.
fight. Everyone was doing that on Periscope. I watched it on Periscope. I'm not gonna lie. And so that's
a
a big
shit fight.
turnaround. Man, no, it wasn't. It was
It
alright.
was a shit fight.
So that's a big turnaround from hey, fuck you, Twitter. You just basically pirated our broadcast to we'll do it for free on your website. No problem. So we'll see where that goes next. I think we're just
I mean, you're at
moving.
least getting more views or streams that way.
Yeah, for sure,
There's
and
more
just
revenue for
more
sure.
people are aware of the Showtime deal. And I know right now, for instance, really weird thing. Maybe with Stars, I'm pretty sure Showtime. Showtime is gonna start putting out prepaid cards for their cable. In the same way that Netflix does. Like people aren't aware of that. Like you don't have to put a credit card on Netflix. You can buy like a gift card essentially.
Yeah.
You can buy a $30 gift card and just load that. And so Showtime's going to start doing that, which is interesting. Who knows where that goes? Like I said, we talk about VR a lot. VR is virtual reality. It is the future of tech to come, or it's already here, depending on who you ask. Here's two
It's
little quick
also the
things.
future of human evolution if you go by Lawnmower Man logic.
Maybe. So here's just a
movie's
quick
so
two
laughable, man.
teasers on VR, and we'll jump back to VR right before the headlines after our penny thoughts. The first one is amazing. On May 25th of this year, AltSpace VR is going to host the world's first VR wedding. It's gonna be the tying of the lives of Elisa Evans and Martin Shervington. They live in Wales, I believe it is. I am not gonna be able to see this live unless AltSpace comes to PSVR, but that's not gonna matter because the best thing about AltSpace is that they have something called Encore. It's a feature that allows users to relive events as they happen in their entirety. So this is gonna be the first time ever that you're gonna have, a wedding that you can revisit whenever you want. Like that's the best thing. I was reading about this on Upload VR, which mind you is still the best news source period for VR anything. And yeah, the groom or maybe it was the bride was saying, yeah, I can't wait, in the future. Like I want to relive my wedding day. Well, I can literally do that. So this is exciting, and
I'm sorry that they beat you to it, Brian.
no, I wouldn't want to do this. I mean,
No,
it's a
you
cool
should.
concept. It's like this is the idea basically. They're going to be together in person.
Yeah.
They're going to get the knot tied wherever they're at. But they're going to be in VR, and that way they can invite, X number of people around the world to also be there and not have to worry about the costs of a wedding party and a wedding dress and all of that kinds of stuff. Because that really doesn't matter. That's a lot of money that you could put somewhere else. So I don't know if they're even going to do a ring. I'm pretty sure they will. But this is something that, yeah, when my PlayStation VR catches up to it, that I would like to see. I am curious to see. Well, first off, what AltSpace VR is like. I have a pretty good idea, but to see what an Encore event is like. I mean, Encore primarily thus far has been used for like stand-up comedy that Reggie Watts does, or like music that Reggie Watts does. So that's like the two. It's like performance art, but this is like a new thing. I mean, this is going to be a huge deal. It's May, so it's still 3 months down the line. Like I said, I hope this comes to PlayStation by then. But very exciting. Something bigger, though, and this is like where VR is going, I think. Someone this week, they didn't do it this week, but someone has made a VR game entirely within Google's Tilt Brush. If you don't know what that is, it's basically Microsoft Paint for virtual reality. It's only on the HTC Vive. They built a video game in it from the ground up. All the everything, all the artifacts, fucking everything.
How much time did
I
that
don't
take?
know. Not too long, a couple of months maybe. And this is happening only after a month. The same app, Tiltbrush, helped a creator build the first short film within a VR application. So you can see that on YouTube even in 2D. 2D. It's like the future of music, I think it's called. It doesn't look good. Like I said, it's Microsoft Paint. But just the idea that someone using a VR headset and these motion controllers painted a landscape around them. Both one person created a short film, the other created a video game. That video game is going to be available on Valve, on Steam rather. I don't know. I think in the next week or something like that. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a wave-based like horde shooter. I don't know. I don't actually remember. I'm fascinated just the idea that not only VR as a medium is evolving, but the medium itself is helping
Create.
its content, being created, which is just awesome. Like, there is no. That's like saying no. Like there isn't another example of like that being possible. Like this is a first. 'Cause it's not like you go, oh yeah, so someone made a song out of music.
Well, it's like it seems like it's how do you put it? Like this is the rare case where you have tech itself that's being used to both consume and create simultaneously.
Well, I think the
Which
Microsoft Paint
I
thing.
guess you could liken that to the cinematograph back in the day, which was used to film and project. But
Sorta.
but no, like well then hey, early days of a new medium, so yeah, you get that.
Um, I was also going to say, like, Microsoft Paint, people have made movies in Microsoft Paint. So, I guess that's a perfect
Yeah.
analogy for this. But I'm sure more and more of this is coming. There's countless apps or just, like, services in development currently that allow for this kind of creation. But Tiltbrush is not meant for that. Tiltbrush is just like, I'm going to paint. And the fact that people already at the app, like at VR's infancy, are already doing these kinds of things that by the time a language is created, oh man. Speaking of, I gotta mention something else during Penny Thoughts. So yeah, right now could be an ad break if you've listened to something that Kevin Smith does or like anyone does. So oh yeah, I got a fleshlight. You like fucking female pussy? Or you're gonna love this. It's a fake pussy, and it doesn't say give me money. It just says fuck me, big boy. And you're in butts too? Hey, they got that. You like fucking dudes? No problem. Flesh Jack? Hey, Jay's got one of those. You want to get one of those? This could be for you. You got
Don't
a
forget the joke
company.
about his wife.
I can't remember. I don't think he's even sponsored by Fleshlight anymore.
He made those jokes back in the day.
Oh yeah, forever ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a company, you got a website, you got a band, you're going on tour, you're doing anything. If you want to leverage our listeners, you can do so. We do at least 3 episodes a week. If it's lucky, like last month when there was 5 Sundays, that could have been 5 weeks of advertising. It's cheap. It's $50 a month. In that case, that's $10 an episode, and we do 3 ads. That could be all you. It's super easy. Patreon.com/reviews. See what we're offering. We could change it up. You want to offer us something different, we can do it. We'll meet you halfway, but we could totally pimp you out if you want to pimp us out. So yeah, here's Penny Thoughts. It's the original closing segment on the show, but it makes sense for you to give a penny for our thoughts before really caring about our 2 cents. So this is what we talked about before we get to the headlines. But it's any movies or video games or music even, anything that we've been exploring the last week since the last episode, and we're going to just talk about it. So what did you do this week, Steve?
Well, yeah, there was an animated DC movie that came out, and
Did
that
you
has
talk
Batman
to
in it.
Did you talk to the fucking
You,
Tyler about
I
that?
assume, yeah, right after you saw my letterbox entry, you told him I saw it. But
Yeah.
yeah, he contacted me and he said, "Hey, I'm interviewing the director. Is there anything you want to ask?" Which, here's the thing about me is that when I go to Q&As, I'm not one of those people that usually has questions right away. And but I actually thought that was kind of awesome that he reached out to me. But at the same time, I was like, shit, I don't know. I don't really have anything. And usually, I feel like whenever I have a question, I feel like I worry I might be presenting it in a dickish way because anytime I genuinely have a question, it has to do with a creative decision that I don't understand, that I have problems with. It's like, well, how do I phrase
Speaking
that?
of-
It's like I would have said something like, the movie has a pretty cool score, like especially for the DC animated stuff that I've seen, where it's like, yeah, it feels nice and epic, but then like I'm not a fan of how dubstep is integrated into it, and had I still had the copy on me, and I could have gone back and really thought of a nice articulate question, I probably would have asked something about that of like, yeah, what is there a conversation that you have with the composer? Does he have free reign there? Like, how do you make that choice, or what is there an aim there? Like, what was that about? But
Yeah,
so
we're,
what I did say, and I don't even know if he said this in the interview, but this is one of two movies that I've seen where they have a shit demon in it.
yeah, I saw your
Um,
letterbox review.
yeah, which I was debating to say whether or not that was a spoiler, but like it's one action sequence, and it's like, yeah, that the Dogma and now this have that, and I never thought I would see a movie where Batman fights a shit demon. So you know what, for me, that's enough to say, yeah, that is awesome. Like, that boggles my mind that something like that kind of exists. I don't know if Tyler actually asked him that, but if there is an answer there, I hope it's an entertaining one. But yeah, this is also the second R-rated movie, and that from that animated universe, and it's about as R-rated as the Ultimate Edition of Batman vs Superman or the director's cut of Daredevil. And that, yeah, like thematically or just tonally, there's definitely some really grim stuff. Like, just the opening of this movie is so fucking insane. Like, it's probably the best part of it, which is kind of a bummer that it doesn't stay that great. But yeah, just like the way that it starts, it's a real fucking hook that gets your attention, and it is brutal. But yeah, then the rest of it, it's really fun. Like, this doesn't really have the Justice League in there. Like, Green Lantern's in there for like 2 seconds, Superman's in there for 2 seconds, Wonder Woman. So it's really just Batman with Constantine, with who else? Names of people that I forget because I am
Etrigan,
not that.
Deadman,
Yeah,
Swamp Thing.
yeah. Like, I mean, this is closer to like basically the
Zatanna.
Doctor Strange of the DC
No,
universe, and like this
it's
is not
Justice
at
League
all.
Dark. That's the
Yeah,
name of the
it's
movie, mind you. This is Justice League Dark. It's directed by Jay Olivia, and the podcast we mentioned is Cynical Cartoons,
cynical cartoons. Yeah, like
which
this
you
is
can
more
find
the
at
mystical side.
futurehorsepod.com.
Yeah. But like this is more of the mystical side of the DC universe, which I'm totally not familiar with. But it's nice. It's fun seeing that clash, especially how Batman makes it clear that he doesn't really accept supernatural phenomenons. Is that guy that says like, oh, there's an explanation for everything, and just seeing like how they contrast that. It's really fun. It's a fun movie in general. It's one of the better ones of the animated stuff that I've seen. I have not seen a lot of it. I still need to see The Dark Knight Returns, but
Yeah, me too. It's on HBO Go currently. They
yeah,
have like every Batman movie on there. They have the first four. They have Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Year One, both Dark Knight Returns animated films. Fucking they got Batman vs Superman. I
just
think they
a
have
lot of
Batman
stuff.
Begins, and then also they have like the Killing Joke and like
Yeah.
one other one. I was like Under the Red Hood, and I was like, damn, they're really pimping out Batman right now on HBO.
Well, it's Warner Brothers, so they got
No,
that.
that's a thing though. Like HBO
It used to be
Go,
on Netflix though. Some of the
yeah, some
the
some that
DC
used to be on
stuff.
Netflix, but HBO
Like, that's
usually
how I
only
saw
has like
Justice League Doom.
they usually have like maybe one or two, but I think it is like Batman vs Superman just hit HBO like 2 months ago or something. So that's the reason. When they pull that, that's when they're going to take it off. But then by that point, Suicide Squad's going to be out, and then who knows what they're going to put there too. So Justice League Dark. What
Yeah,
else?
it's a fun movie. That's really the best I could say. It's as an R-rated DC animated movie. It's better than at least half of The Killing Joke, which
Yeah, that's,
that movie did not end up being perfect, but there's still a lot that just is too good to ignore for that.
yeah. You can listen to me and Tyler talk about that with Geeky Glasses TV
I still need to catch up on that.
on Cynical Cartoons.
Yeah.
That was a fun episode that we did.
Yeah, and I'm gonna set up something here, sort of, because these two that I'm gonna talk about are about to be connected. But one that I saw was Speedy, and this is a Harold Lloyd silent comedy. Harold Lloyd, the guy that what's the name of the movie? He's famous for being that guy that's hanging off the clock in silent comedies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you've probably seen
Nope.
the image in Hugo or something. it's a gag. But like, yeah, have you seen anything he's in, or do you know who he is? Like, have you seen The Freshman in film school or
No,
anything like that?
I've probably seen an image or a GIF or a clip, but the name itself doesn't jump out at me, and I'm
Well,
not really versed in either classical Hollywood and especially silent film. It's
Well, when it
one of
comes
my
to
weaker
silent
points.
comedy, like the big names are Chaplin
And
and
then
Keaton,
Keaton. Hmm.
but then the one that comes right after that is Harold Lloyd, and he's just this guy that he basically is kind of like the geek. He wears the geeky glasses. It like that's kind of the best way I guess you could put him. But yeah, like it's Speedy. It's just about a guy that just keeps on going from job to job and has difficulty finding a stable job, and then it deals with city corruption and businesses trying to take over small stuff or small businesses and
And did he
dominating themes that still resonate today.
did he film his stuff like Chaplin and Keaton, or he was
Oh yeah,
just like a
no,
studio player?
well, yeah, more of a. I don't think he directed his stuff, but yeah, no, he did his own stunts. This is his
Well,
last
you
silent
had
flick,
to.
so
You had to back then.
yeah, like it's well, no, you've seen Hugo, right?
Yeah.
Like you've no doubt seen the image of him hanging off the clock, like because I think that's one of the movies that they at least watch in when they go to the movies in that movie. It's getting kind of meta there, but. Yeah, no, it's it's a really fun silent flick. It's good for some laughs. I needed something to cheer me up at that point, and yeah, there's just some expertly set up comedic gags. I mean, the coolest thing here is that you get to see a bunch of rides and roller coasters of Coney Island in 1928, and holy crap, that shit is so unsafe. But I wanted to get on it. Like, it looked like it was so much fun. But I mean, man, people must have died in on rides back then because like they just don't look like how they do now. But yeah, it's a really cool it's a really cool time stamp that way. But the other thing, know that I did a impulsive 7-Eleven Blu-ray buy of Flyboys, and so I finally rewatched that, and
Yeah, in black and white, right?
yeah, no, like, well, that was just an idea I had, and you know what, it fit for that. But I was watching it, and it's very old school and old fashioned, and like that's kind of the only way to enjoy it. But I honestly had this thought while watching it, like, man, if Hacksaw Ridge can get nominated for fucking Best Picture, why can't this? Because this is actually really cool. But then, like, as it keeps going, I realize, oh wait, because everyone here is more of a cliche, and as old fashioned as Hacksaw Ridge is, that's got actual characters, even if they're treated as types. But Flyboys, it's like, no, they're literally types, so it's
Yeah.
it's a far more corny movie, and like Hacksaw Ridge might be might be pretty obvious, but like, yeah, there's much more about that movie that's genuine than what appears to be. But yeah, you know what? Like, I still enjoy it, man. I like it. There's not enough movies about World War One fighter pilots. That was what initially drew my attention back in high school to watch it. Was that I think
What
that was
about
the
Wings?
first movie that I ever saw that. But here's the thing
Wings?
that I'm getting at is that last year for Deaths of Cinema, I made my Oscars Best
Wings?
Picture pick in the heat of the night. And it sort of ended up being tied to Oscar So White, and here I am. Sort of thought about Hacksaw Ridge and that a war movie was nominated. Then I saw Flyboys, and then I watched a silent movie, and I put that together, and I'm like, you know what? It's Oscar time.
It's Wings.
I got to pick something. That's why next week it's going to be Wings.
Yeah, it had to be Wings.
Yeah.
Best Picture.
so that's-
It's the
yeah,
first
that's how I
Best
got
Picture
there.
winner.
And it's just like, you know what? You gotta always. I'm just like, yeah, I have to see it for that reason. I think there's controversy among college professors, at least, where they keep going like, well, it's not the first one, like they keep
It is
saying
the
like
first
it's something
one.
else, but then everywhere I look, it's like, no, it's Wings. I gotta see it at least for that reason.
It's weird back then because they were kind of like the Grammys, so the year was split. It didn't end when the year ended. So technically
Yeah.
it won in 27, but it was awarded in 28, but then it also won in 28. Like,
And
it's
I
really
also-
bizarre.
I think that it's only Wings and The Artist. Those are the only two silent movies to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Oscars started handing out awards the year that Talkies started. But there were countless Best Picture color, Best Picture black and white, which makes the list longer than it should be. and a lot of people don't even count those. They just, or no, they did best cinematography for both, which is cool. I wish something like that still existed. In the same way they probably had like best sound design, talkie, best sound design, silent. By the way, sorry if you guys heard like some rattling and ripping and some shit.
Eating some cookies there?
No, I started building my Scooby-Doo Lego Dimension set right now. So I just put together Shaggy and Scooby. So now they're sitting on my desk looking at me. Ah, they're so.
Well,
so
hey, you know what though?
adorable.
I'm just gonna stick it on the record here. Is like, hey, Flyboys on Blu-ray worth the $4 I spent on it. Like that's a fun movie, man.
Well, fucking $4 for $2. I got Can't Hardly Wait on DVD. So that was my deal of the week. I mean, yeah, Lego Dimension, sure, I got a lot of those too. It's like I also got like this Back to the Future comic book. Like you can see this stuff on the Instagram. It's like I started
Although, you know what?
posting.
I never actually no. What you got is probably more interesting. I was gonna say you brought up the black and white thing. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but
What? No, I was just gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah. So I on our Instagram dollar views, same as the Twitter and the Facebook. I started doing videos that are like teasers for our episodes. If you're already listening, hey, maybe that's why you got sent here. And then also pictures of like hauls I buy, so like Legos and pop figures and shit like that. And I'm gonna try to start using it more. That way I can push you guys here. So my week, the three things that I did, the big one, I guess, or at least most of the internet will tell you the same thing. I saw John Wick Chapter 2. I saw it on Valentine's Day, and I saw it alone. I saw it for $2 because I'm a T-Mobile subscriber. It was all right. It was good. It just there's so many fucking people on the internet that don't know what hyperbole is and just going, oh my god, this movie's amazing, like blows the first one out of the water.
Kind of like just how hyperbolic everyone was about John Wick.
No, well, see, that's the thing. I saw John Wick late. I saw it like a year after it came out, and I wasn't blown away, but I really liked it. I
You
still
like the
it.
world building, yeah.
Yeah, I like the world building, and this sequel builds the world even more. You get some really cool new things. The problem, though, is it builds the world to a point where they're building a sequel. And I'm not a fan of that. So instead of getting a solid movie, you're getting...
A solid preview for another movie.
Exactly. This doesn't even get a real ending. The ending is, come back next time. Of course there's going to be a next time, but it's like they didn't even write a real script. Maybe that's why the directors split up. I mean, one of them, they kind of split up. But yeah, this is more of the same, so if you like the first one, you're going to like it. I liked it. There's some really creative shit that happens with pencils and shotguns, among other things. The story's not bad, but it's also not that great. And what I do like that it has going for it is that it literally starts exactly when the first one ends, which is, one of the better things that can happen in sequels of this caliber, too. But yeah, if you like the first one, you're totally going to like this one, too. You probably already saw it anyway. You might be watching it twice. But there's people on the internet like, this is like the best action movie ever made. I'm like, do you forget Mad Max? That was only a year and a half ago. Mad Max fucking kills this one, like big time. For one thing, you got a singular dude who's the one, just doing the same gun fu moves over and over again, versus vehicular stunt pieces that took months to prepare. So not even close to the best action movie ever made. But yeah, not bad. I wouldn't say like if you had to pick between Lego Batman and John Wick, they're about the same, to be honest. One is a lot more kid friendly, but you're gonna have a good time regardless. If you like violence like I do, you're gonna laugh. I can't buy it for $1. The first one, yeah, I am interested in the third piece. So I want to see how this trilogy ends. But I would much more rather just have like a TV series that takes place in one of the hotels.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but I have a tornado warning here right now.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, holy shit. So
yeah, we had a flash flood.
Yeah, I know.
All the
Like my
time.
mom told me that you guys did some intense stuff and that the storm was coming my way, but
I guess it's coming your way
fuck,
right
yeah,
now.
I'm just gonna be curled up in the corner here and hope I'm okay, man.
Yeah, I'm wearing a blanket.
Fuck,
like,
damn, that's insane.
you can't see my Scooby-Doo, but he would keep you safe, trust me. Talking about Scooby, though, last week I was talking about
Global
Lego
warming.
Dimensions. I got so into buying them this past month or so. I talked all about that, so you can hear last week. So this past week I actually bought the game itself in the Portal, and I already had it, but I set it up. I started playing it. Really fun. I mean, I'd never really done the choice to life genre. If you don't know what that is, that's the Spyro Skylanders, Disney Infinity, Nintendo Amiibo, and then Lego Dimensions. Infinity is dead. Amiibo is not exactly Toys to Life, so it's really only Lego Dimensions and Skylanders now, and Skylanders is the one that started it. What makes the Legos so interesting, like you'd hear my bags earlier, you actually build it. It's still Legos. In front of me, I have the Jurassic World set. I got Doctor Who, and I got Scooby-Doo. I got all three of those today for $13. That's way less than they're supposed to be, and it's because they're from the 99-cent store. Just the way they work, it's cool. You have this portal that can fit, 7 pieces maximum at one point. It's like, I don't want to use Supergirl anymore. Pull it off, put on Scooby-Doo. Now Scooby-Doo's in the game. You can use them. Each person has their own abilities. Sometimes they have the real voice actors. So if you go to like the Lego movie world, Will Arnett's Batman. But if you're playing the rest of the game, Batman is the guy that voices him in the Lego Batman games, which makes sense. But Wildchild is her. I'm pretty sure Unikitty is Allison Poole. Not Allison Poole. Fuck that. That's a character in my novel, in my script. What's her name? From Community.
Allison. God damn it! Yeah.
Whatever. Unikitty. It's Unikitty.
I'm forgetting too.
So yeah, it's like hit or miss on the people. I'm pretty sure Gandalf
Alison
is.
Brie.
Yeah, Alison Brie. It's like I think Gandalf might be in McKellen. If it's not, it's pretty close. Like Homer is the real voice actor, but then like Krusty doesn't have any lines. So like there's some weird stuff. But the way the vehicles work. I knew before the game came out that I would like it if I had a kid or like a girlfriend or like something like that. Like the Lego games are a lot of fun to play together. This one's a lot of fun to play by yourself, to be honest. Like just the way that the portal works, because I played like several Lego games. I had the Lego Batman games. I played the Star Wars games. I played like a little bit of the Indiana Jones. They're all good. They're all fun. So this takes that same element, except it's like Toy Story come to life. Like you literally have your choice. You put them on this portal, and now they're alive, and you can move them around. Like the way it utilizes the portal too. There's 3 sections. There's like a center circle, a left and a right, and so the game starts, and it's kind of like a Kingdom Hearts type thing, where there's these intellectual property worlds that you go from one to the next. So it starts with Wizard of Oz, and it's not like a fully fledged version of the movie, but close enough. Like, you got the 4 of them. You got the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy running down the road. Get here, talk to the Ruby Slippers. You got the Wicked Witch of the West, like fucking with them. And so you have a boss battle with her at the end of the level. And what she does is she puts like a hex on you, and you have to pick up your toy piece, or pieces if you're using more than one at the same time, and move them to a different spot on the portal, so you're no longer part of her spell. And so you're doing that, and you're like, wow, this is different. So it will, like, there's lots of puzzles that happen that way, like color changing stuff. With the vehicles, for instance, you can you can upgrade them and then redesign them, and the game knows. And it's really cool. You can get it for cheap on like PS4 and Xbox One. It retails for $50 right now, even though it's supposed to be $100. If you're on 360 and PS3 or Wii U, it's only $40. So it's really cheap. And if you were able to get these in the 99-cent store, even better yet, you can like go on Craigslist or OfferUp or LetGo or whatever, and get them for really cheap. Like I said, I got the Scooby-Doo pack for $3. That by itself is supposed to be like $25, but it sells for closer to like $12 now. And it's cool. And even if you don't play the game, just the way they look, I got so many now. I got Marty McFly, I got Doc Brown, I got Doctor Who, like I said, Jurassic World, all the Lego movie people. I got several Simpsons, like Bart, Krusty, Homer. I got Supergirl, I got Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, Chell from Portal, like Ninjago. I got Lord of the Rings. I got, like, from the first wave, the whole first year, the only ones that I'm missing are what is it? I don't have the Peter Venkman Ghostbusters level pack, and like a couple others. Like, but I have almost the whole first year, and I probably will get them all just at this point because I'm so into it, and it's so fun, and I just started playing the game. But it's not like crazy addicting or anything. It's just it's a good time. Like it really is. I when people come over, I'm prone to show them VR if they've never done that. But I think this is a runner-up for just technology being used in a cool way in video games that you probably haven't experienced before. Because I had done Amiibo before. I own 2 Amiibo. I have Duck Hunt and I have a special edition Donkey Kong that's also Skylanders. And it's not this. The way the Amiibo work, it's like you put it on the system and then it unlocks certain abilities. So in certain games, you get different levels. Like in Zelda, for instance, you can like get a wolf. In Smash Bros, like it becomes a computer that you can train, and so each one has different things. But this is just like Skylanders or like Infinity, where you literally have this toy, and you put it in the game, and you can use it. But whereas with Skylanders and Infinity, I think you were no, Skylanders you can do a couple. It's just this one does it differently. It's not a circular platform that has one usage. Like I said, it has built-in complexities that's really cool. And just the fact that it's Legos and like building the portal itself was like 180 pieces. So that was like a good like 20 minutes of construction. And I have the Lego movie Batman set. I found like I don't know. I'm gonna keep buying these. It's become like my new. I just like that. We're kind of talking about before the show. This isn't something that you collect, or you can, that you just like hoard and put in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
You can build these Legos. They look cool, like they're little art installations that take up no space at all. Like it's the size of a shot glass, and then you can actually play the game with it. If you want, you can take it off the base and just use them as Legos. You actually have Lego sets. If you want Scooby-Doo, this is the cheapest way to get them. Like, if you want an actual Scooby-Doo set, it's a lot more money. And then this is a video game also.
You get benefit
and the Scooby-Doo,
of playing it too, yeah.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo actually looks really cool. The head, like, moves. Awesome. So, yeah, I'd buy Lego Dimensions for $1. I bought lots of them that way. The game is a little bit more pricey than that. But even still, like I said, if you got some kids, you like these properties, they got so many cool ones coming out this year. They got Teen Titans Go, the Powerpuff Girls, Goonies. They said Mission Impossible and Knight Rider. They got Gremlins that came out recently, E.T., Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, they really got some good properties here. With Disney Infinity folding next month, I would love it if Star Wars and Marvel and all of the Disney properties, especially because those already have Lego video games, entered Dimensions for the third year. That'd be cool. They'll just keep it going, because the only thing that would make me sadder than Lego killing this off, which is a lot what the internet was kind of thinking with 99-cent stores and like Five Below getting inventory, but I don't think so. It's a great time. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm sure I'll get a platinum on the game by the end of next month. And talking about platinums, like I said, Double Fine, Day of the Tentacle, I beat that the other week. Speaking of, in our Time Crimes episode at the end, we're like thinking of, I was like, are there any video games that use time machines as like not a plot device, but as a, like strategic gameplay? Day of the Tentacle is one of those. It's really cool the way the puzzles work with time travel. Lego Dimensions has that also in the Hill Valley level, which is cool. But yeah, this week I started playing Grim Fandango, which is another Tim Schafer point-and-click adventure. He's known for 3, Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango, and Full Throttle. So Day of the Tentacle is like a weird like time travel, like kind of like Chuck Jones-ish looking, like Looney Tunes, like 2D animated look, side-scrolling almost. Grim Fandango is the first time LucasArts did a 3D game, and so this is a remastered version. It has amazing voice acting. The music is cool too. It just has a really cool character and world. It takes place in like the underworld, but in like Hispanic culture, like Dia de los Muertos. So if you've seen Day of the Dead, which is a pretty good family animated movie, you're gonna fit right in with this. It's kind of like Casablanca meets. I don't know. It has like it's split into 4 parts, and the first part is like it moves a little too slow for me. But once you start, like, it has like just film noir meets like Hispanic culture, and it's really hip. The first year when that ends, though, I just started the second year. I own a nightclub, and I have a white tuxedo, and my best friend is the piano player, and we're talking about is that girl going to show up today? And as much as I don't like Casablanca, I was like, okay, this is really cool. But like I said, this is kind of like, are you familiar with the Telltale games?
No.
No, they did like The Walking Dead season 1 and 2. They did like a Back to the Future
by
game.
name, but not really what they are now.
So the way I pitch those games, it's like you're playing a TV show, which is accurate. It's like you can buy them episode by episode, and then it's a season, and you play it all, and there's the first season, there's going to be another season. It's like a TV show. This game is like playing a movie. Just the way the dialogue works, like how smart Tim Schafer is, how funny it is, like just inherently, and the voice acting, it's just great. I recommend that you go on YouTube and watch some gameplay for this, because I hesitate to even call it gameplay. It's literally a movie that you interact with. It's a good time. Lego Dimensions kind of has distracted me from it, but I played for like 20 minutes earlier. That's enough. You can just pick it up, put it down. It's fun. When I beat Grim Fandango, I'm going to start Psychonauts, and the reason is the VR intercool for that is coming out on Tuesday, which I already pre-ordered. And I do mean intercool, just like Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. They have Psychonauts. They have Psychonauts 2 coming out in the future. This takes place in between the two games, which is kind of cool. But yeah, those are things that I did this week. And if you like what we're talking about, you like the way we are able to mince words when it comes to criticisms for media, we do that every once in a while for new releases on Dollar Reviews, where we do no spoilers, no recaps, just talk about things. Mostly superhero stuff, so we like Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, all that kinds of stuff. We also got award season things this year. We did Elle and La La Land, Green Room, Swiss Army Man, Sing Street. Lots of different stuff. We don't do it that much because, we talked about Patreon earlier. We need money to go out to the theaters because it is pricey. I did see John Wick. I did see the Lego Batman movie this past week, but Steve didn't, so that's why I don't have episodes for those. Fuck you.
Thank you.
But our better show, the one that we're best known for, and the easiest way to find us, especially on Google, is Debts of Cinema. Just Google that. We're at the top. SEO is awesome. But it's our semi-topical list of same show. So this week we have All the President's Men, which is about a president doing bad things and the public finding out about it.
Going after all his men.
Yeah, you should probably check that out. As Steve said, Wings is going to be next week. But the week before that, because it's Valentine's Day, I did My Bloody Valentine. The week before that, Time Crimes, time travel, Dancer in the Dark, 9 Lives. It's a mix of good stuff, bad stuff, trashy stuff, all kinds of different things.
It's been mostly good lately.
Mostly good, yeah. We don't hold back. We just... we talk.
We've gotten lucky with good choices.
I don't know about that. I think what it really was is you did Samurai Cop, and then we were like, no more shit.
I think that was a good choice.
It was all right.
Okay, but I mean, there's a period where I think mostly...
It was the beginning. It was if me picking for you and not for me. I was like, Ray Got Fingered, Kingpin. I think there's like another one in there, Bad Santa. I was like, I've seen these. I know that I like these. I want to see what you like. Do you like these? I mean, Detroit Rock City recently too. So we still do that.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw that one though. But I mean, there was probably some more rocky choices last year. Now I think it's like I don't know. I don't want to be slavish to trying to make stuff topical. It's more of like, what is going to be more interesting?
So see, I still try to do topicality when I can.
Oh yeah, like when I
Obviously,
can, but I don't want to force it.
We did Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day. We got President's Day. Well, Washington's birthday anyway. I can't believe you're skipping out on Ash Wednesday though. It's like last year we did The Passion of the Christ. You could totally do The Last Temptation or Antichrist or like any Easter
would you
movie.
Say skipping out like.
It's Wings.
That's not this Wednesday, is like.
No, yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, Mardi Gras is the last day of the month. Ash Wednesday is the 1st of March. You get Ash Wednesday. That was
your pick when you had that one.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you could totally do Ash Wednesday. If not, I might do Last Temptation of the Christ to follow up Wings. I don't know. We'll see. It's like a week by week basis.
You can, yeah. I got my heart set on Wings already, so I don't want to change that.
We'll see. Still might do like Leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day.
I gotta do the Best Picture pick, man. Like that's
like when we have you seen Leap Year?
Is that the Amy Adams?
Yeah, rom-com about
I have not.
When we finally get a Leap Year, that's gonna be my pick.
Come on,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Do you like that movie, or have you not seen it?
No, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it's a cool concept. Matthew Good is pretty good chemistry with Amy Adams. I liked it. So yeah, we talked about it earlier. Patreon.com/dollarviews. You could do all kinds of different things. You could give us movie recs. You could send us Send us your script. We give you pointers. Need something edited? We could do that. Like you want to do a Skype date? Yeah. You want to see what my dick looks like? Anything really. You pay me money.
You.
I said me. Yeah. You pay me money.
Yeah.
I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it. But yeah, there's lots of different incentives on there. It starts at $1. $1 just to make us happy. That's really nothing, but it would add up. You'd be surprised. I mean, just like at a tip jar at a restaurant, like at the end of the night, you see a lot of money in there. So anything helps, and Patreon can keep us afloat because we do this for fun, but sometimes it's not quite that fun, especially as you heard earlier, we're both pretty tired and we're doing it for you. So yeah, here's some
And
VR
worrying about
news.
tornadoes over here.
Here's some VR news before we get to the headlines, and there are some really great headlines this week, and even better VR stuff, to be honest. This first one is pretty huge. Now, IMAX VR, that's becoming a thing. They're going to be across the country. It's already a thing now. So they had their LA location off of Fairfax at the Grove. They had their soft opening like a couple of months ago. Like it started right when the year began. They officially opened this week. It was pretty big. I think it was actually Valentine's Day. It might have been Monday. A lot of people were there, Upload, Variety, Slash Film. So I've read coverage by multiple people, lots of different Eyewitness accounts. So I have a pretty good idea of what it's like, and I want to go there. But here's so you know what it is. It's officially called the IMAX VR Experience Center. Center with the RE because they're fancy. It offers visitors currently a choice from 14 VR pods, most house HTC Vive setups, but a couple have Starbreeze, which is an IMAX collaboration with Acer. It has like 5K resolution, it has a way bigger field of view, all kinds of different stuff. If you do the John Wick Chronicles experience, that's on that. But the setups vary from room to room. Well, not room, but pod to pod. So it's like D-box seats are on some of them. You have sub-pack amps, so you feel it in others. Sometimes you have a gun controller. Sometimes you just have wands. And as I said, it's using HTC Vive, which on paper sounds weird because that's a competitor with IMAX's own VR headset. The reason for that is that they're going to get exclusive content from Valve, especially for these centers for that kind of thing. So we'll see what that's like. But it's pretty cheap. Tickets cost $7 to $10. And it's also $25 for a sample pack. And so the experiences vary. They currently have like The Walk, which was the tie-in for the movie. Like I said, John Wick Chronicles. I think they might have like Arizona Sunshine, Eagles Flight, which is multiplayer. So they have a mix of experiences and games. Some of them multiplayer, most of them not. And so $7 isn't bad, really. If you've never done virtual reality before, even better yet, if you're someone like me who's done Oculus and done PSVR and Cardboard but have yet to do HTC, that's pretty cheap, especially for an experience that you might not want to buy in the first place. The only downside is that it's kind of set up currently like a movie theater. So you have to buy tickets in advance. I looked it up. They don't do them all day. It's like only certain slots, and they're sold out currently, so they must be doing pretty damn well. So you can't really walk up and buy a ticket. You have to schedule this, which is kind of lame. But yeah, the pricing's not bad. Yeah. Slash Film reports that 20% of visitors have VR headsets at home already. So that, like I said, that's kind of perfect, especially for someone like me. You just want to see what else is out there. But yeah, I really recommend anyone, especially if you haven't done VR, go do this. I plan to do it soon. It'd be fun to take someone with me. If you're listening and you want to go, maybe we can go together. I'd probably do the John Wick one myself just because I want to see what that's like. I don't have a Vive.
That sounds like the coolest one, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a shortened version. It's supposed to be like 10 minutes or whatever. But hey, that's the one that you get a gun controller for. So I'm excited anyway. What's really exciting about this is that IMAX is going to be joined very soon by another VR entity in the LA area. Dreamscape Immersive is going to be opening a Century City location. It's funny because IMAX is an investor in this, along with lots of major studios, most notably Fox, who has a big VR department, and also DreamWorks, I believe. So that's going to be later this year, probably this summer. They're not going to be offering pods like the IMAX does, where some of it's room scale with HTC, most of it's seated. This is going to be like the Void, where it's going to be untethered multi-room like stage experiences where you're moving from one room to the next, where you're kind of interacting with your environment, getting like heat and air and all kinds of different temporal effects, as well as like physical entities too. So it's not just a game. Like it's kind of a blend between like a stage production and VR at the same time. So who knows when that's coming? Who knows what the price is going to be on that? Probably like closer to $30. And speaking of the Void, apparently they didn't even use the consumer level VR spec when they did their Madame Tussauds like Ghostbusters thing in New York last year. That was the development kit, and everyone loved it. So they're already got investors. They're going to be opening several locations this year. And this is, mind you, just like that other one that I talked about, Dreamscape Immersive. So this is something else. VR you can do at home. You can do it at someone's house. You can go to this IMAX center. You can go like demo it at Best Buy's, even though they just shut down 200 of their demo stations. You have lots of different ways to experience VR. This is a one of a kind experience. Well, I guess you got the Void and immersive, but it really is one of a kind. Like I said, this is a full room, not singular room, but multiple rooms where it's like a labyrinth. And I've met someone who's actually done it, and he was talking about like I am right now, just really exciting because it literally didn't exist until a couple of months ago. Like, this is a brand new entertainment medium, more so than VR is. Like, VR is a medium, but this is utilizing what VR is currently to its max potential for entertainment purposes. You're wearing a backpack, so you're not tethered. You have guns. Maybe you can do, like, in terms of the Ghostbusters one, you do it with up to 2 other people at the same time and see each other. And it was, like, a longer thing, too, but that was expensive. I think it was, like, $20 on top of the price of going to the WAC Museum, so it was like $50. Plus, you're in New York, so you're buying food and T-shirts and flying there. So unless you live there, but even still, $50 for like a VR experience, yeah, it's pretty pricey. I mean, that's a new pair of shoes. But it's funny because Kotaku published an interesting article not related to this, but rather on the popularity of Japanese arcades this week, and in that article, like, I kind of extrapolated, like they're chronicling why they've been so successful since like the 60s or 70s rather, and even still, like, it's really the only economy where video game arcades are still not only hip and trendy but successful, where like game developers will release certain games only in arcade or arcade first for like a year and a half. Or like it makes its debut there, and then it comes to America like 2 years later, with the case of like Tekken 7 or Pokken Tournament. Like it's just what happens for some reason, and so I think the 3 different places in in question here, IMAX, what is it, Dreamscape, and the Void, are gonna really have to kind of look at Japanese arcades and how those work to succeed with this business model, because arcades in America died a long time ago. Like, even Dream, like fucking GameWorks, which is out of business, or Dave & Buster's, that's only successful because you can get alcohol and play games. In the same way that Chuck E. Cheese only still exists because you can get pizza and play games, Like, it's not an arcade. Like, movie theaters don't even have arcades anymore. Like, they're gone for some reason. And VR could change that. They could be opening more things like this IMAX thing. But yeah, I think they have to see what's going on in Japan, and Japan is adding VR to its arcades too. Tecmo, for instance, is adding this VR cabinet, which can like replicate weather effects and fluctuate temperature, and even like simulate rodents on your legs in the same way that Honey, I Shrunk the Audience does. But this is like a singular experience in arcade, so that would like you'd probably pay like $15 for that. Like you're sitting in this thing, you go to Antarctica, and then there's like fucking skir rats like trying to eat you, like. I don't know. You'd probably pay a lot of money for that. But yeah, that's like the bigger stuff in VR. And then we got some future tech stuff, but I'll save that to the end of the show because we do got headlines and I'm tired and I want to get through them before my brain starts going to mush. So I'm going to take a water break really fast, but I'm still here. So you got anything to say about that VR ship?
God, I wish, man. I'm, like at 84 episodes, and I'm still way in the dark here. I got the one, and you were a witness to that for that one. What was it, an hour and a half?
Well, roughly, yeah.
Or a little hour, but around an hour or so.
It was funny. I invited a friend over the other night, and I was like, "You want to do VR?" He's like, "Huh, what?" And so we got high and we put it on, and he did the one where you go deep sea diving and a shark tries to fucking kill you, like Jaws style. And I took some videos, but just watching him experience this, I'm like, oh man, that does not look fun. I was like, and this isn't even the scary shit that I bought recently. Like, that definitely doesn't sound fun. I don't know why I spent money on that. Yeah. That's a waste. Yeah. But it's, I don't know. The VR is exciting. It's like every week they give me something new to talk about, whether that be like the NBA All-Star
it's
game.
Still in development, so yeah.
The NBA All-Star game was this weekend, and they covered it in VR. There, you could live stream like highlights and stuff, and they even like the NBA team with Google Daydream. They're gonna have an exclusive. It's called House of Legends. It's gonna be like a talk show basically in VR. It's like the first of its kind. And then even better yet, NBA is going to be offering single games without requiring a league pass anymore, which they were at the beginning of the season. It started out last year, one game a week is in VR. Now every game is in VR, and you can pick and choose which one to do. And it's only $10. So it's like every week there's always something new. And the new one, I was going to save it till after the headlines I was talking about right now. Microsoft showed off this new tech, which is on paper, it's voice recognition technology. And so basically they're showing this off as a way to kind of enhance user interfacing. So the two are called Luis and Chris. Luis is Language Understanding Intelligence Service, and Chris is Custom Recognition Intelligence Service. So in the example they gave, it's like currently, you go, "Hey Siri, where's the closest Starbucks?" And they'll tell you, or, "Hey Siri, we're going to get a cup of coffee." Or, "Okay Google, where's coffee nearby?" Like it only recognizes so many things. Like you're only going to probably ask it a certain way, but using these, instead of going like, "Oh, like where's coffee?" you could yell, "I need caffeine," or "I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open," or "I'm getting groggy." And it's going to understand that. It's going to know what you mean by that. Which sounds really cool, but it's like, well, how much is that really going to change the way you use your smartphone? However, in the same article on Engadget, I think this was, or The Verge, it's already being used in VR. So it's like, yeah, this is sort of like Alexa, kind of like Siri, kind of like Google Assistant. But in the one example that they gave here, there's this game, which is more of like a movie that you play called Starship Commander, where, hey, you're the commander on a starship. And it already recognizes over 20 dialogue input options that fluctuate between like, oh, what's the status on that, or like, I don't know, like what's our oxygen levels at? Like you can ask all kinds of different questions, and so it's kind of like that Grim Fandango game I'm playing, where it's a point and click adventure. You're talking to people, you have set dialogue choices, except you're literally making the dialogue choices. And so by the time this goes public, instead of 20, it could be 200, where you could be like, "Tell me a joke," like you could be just like using your phone, except this would create immersive storytelling, or take immersive storytelling at least into a whole nother dimension. Like if you could literally be in a game, and that's, for instance, say it's a detective story, and you have a lead, and instead of having one of three choices, you could go, "Did you really fuck the dude?" Like, you could have any countless number of examples, and it's going to work. And that means everyone would play the game differently. You'd be talking to someone like, "Oh, did you try out that new thing?" "Oh, yeah, I did." "How'd it go for you?" "Oh, I got shot and died because I was perving on the stepfather." "What happened to you?" "Oh, I was invited for Christmas dinner." Like who knows where this could go. Like it's kind of scary. Like if you think about it, like in Fahrenheit 451, there's that one scene where you got the wife in the parlor room, and she's got the screens, and she's not watching them, but she's actually interacting. Like she had a script and she had to play along. That's kind of what this is like. So it's both scary and also really fascinating at the same time, and I'm really intrigued, and I'm curious to see where Microsoft takes this voice support. I would guess that it's coming to HoloLens, maybe their VR devices. Perhaps they just kind of kill Cortana and make it this, or maybe recreate Cortana to use this kind of servicing. But yeah, really interesting. I can't wait to read if this is utilized more often, or if it's just like another thing like the Microsoft Surface that just, not the Surface tablets, but they had like a literal desk once upon a time called a Surface that was $25,000, and it was just a touchscreen desk. But it could do really cool things that are even ahead of the time now. Like in as close as like you could like put your credit card on the table and then like drag and drop items onto it to pay that way. Like you can go on YouTube and look up footage, but it's dead tech. Anyway, here's headlines. Here's the actual big thing that happened this week, and it's really huge. We could have started the show with it, but I'm really bad when it comes to headlines because I'm stupid.
Don't put yourself down like that. You work hard.
No, I mean, I do work hard, but it's like,
come on, man.
If you looked at the notes for this one piece right here, this is literally a news article that I wrote. Like, this one's long. So yeah, something that really big happened this week. PewDiePie
oh, Jesus.
found himself up
Skip
Ship
it, please,
Creek.
please.
No, this is important.
All right.
Yeah, he found himself up shit creek without a paddle. Since August, the world's most popular YouTube star has posted like 9 anti-Semitic YouTube videos, 3 alone last month, and then those 3 in question have been pulled. He deleted them. So yeah, it turns out that that was 3 too many, and because of that, the Wall Street Journal wrote an article which caused both Disney's Maker Studios to sever ties with him, and then a day later, YouTube to pull his Scare PewDiePie season 2, as well as cancel his premium ads, which ran his content. So he's both YouTube and Disney have abandoned him. He claimed that, I watched this video last night. It was fucking horrible. He claimed that they were just jokes. In particular, like the video in which he paid 2 Indian dudes over Tel Aviv-based Fiverr to hold up a sign that read "Death to all Jews." And if you don't know what Fiverr is, it's this website where you literally pay people $5 and they do something. So yeah, you just took these 2 Indian dudes. Hey, hold up the sign, record it, send it to me. I'll put it on my YouTube channel. That's what happened. Those guys got banned from the website.
What is it with anti-Semitism just making a comeback? Like,
I don't know, and this is
hell?
why he's become a whipping boy too, because it's worse than that. Another time on Fiverr, he got some guy to dress up as Jesus and walk around repeatedly saying Hitler did absolutely nothing wrong. Those are the 2 videos that are gone, and then one other one. So you can probably find screen caps for sure, and maybe like archive footage of this. So yeah, he quasi apologized, but it's like you said, no, anti-Semitism is making a big comeback, and like part of that is Donald Trump's presidency and how like neo-Nazis and skinheads and alt-right fuckers and literal Nazis that call themselves Nazis, as well as like the Ku Klux Klan, like all kinds of people are backing that. Like I read this thing that Dan Trachtenberg tweeted out last week where he was like, my parents' Jewish community center has apparently gotten like so many hate mail and like bomb threats.
Dude?
Yeah, like I can't understand that the world is like this. So this guy, who is like one of the biggest influencers on the internet, has 53 million subscribers and counting. He's probably gained people, not lost them because of this shit, especially all these alt-right guys. He quasi-apologized. He took the videos down.
That's it?
He said, like, I'm a amateur comedian. Maybe it wasn't the best taste. I'm still learning. I've made mistakes, whatever. But instead of going, oh no, Jews are not bad people, I'm not funny, like they do it on South Park, and I was just trying to be like them. Hey, I've been on South Park. Instead, he went the Donald Trump route and said, the media doesn't understand me.
Oh God.
They're doing this. Like, he literally used this article from Variety back in 2013 where the headline is like, if PewDiePie is the future of media, I want out now. But it was like almost a satirical type of article. And so this journalist came back and wrote another thing that was like, I don't mind being a pawn in PewDiePie's game or something like that, where he's like, hey, dumbass, like, don't you remember when we put you on the cover twice? And we were talking about how you're like the biggest sensation on the internet? Why don't you talk about that? But no, we're living in a scary place, and it's like the worst part is about this media backlash, the fact that YouTube and Disney abandoned him, proves that internet stars are mainstream now. That doing something on YouTube or Instagram or Vine or whatever, you're not excused from being in jail. Like, you can lose your fan base. Like, you can bust a Mel Gibson. People still haven't forgiven him for making a fucking drunk voicemail, which meant nothing.
Yeah, no, well, I mean, any fucking, you can still like someone's shit if they make good art. Like Mel Gibson made a fucking good movie. Like I don't, did he get nominated for Best Director? I can't remember, but
I'm not sure. But we'll talk
his
about him
movie
in a second.
fucking his movie got nominated. I mean, there's a ton of really shitty human beings out there that can still make great shit.
But
PewDiePie,
he doesn't make good stuff. Like I said, I've seen some of his videos. I've seen some of his live streaming. I saw an episode or two
I don't know
of Scare
what the
PewDiePie.
longevity is there. I mean,
I don't get it. Like, I understand his fan base. His fan base is primarily like 7 to 15-year-olds. It's people that are into gaming and being irreverent, but aren't quite old enough to watch South Park, and so they can go on YouTube and watch his shit.
Hmm.
You know, like people that are into Minecraft and just he's not funny, like at all, like not even a little
Yeah.
bit. It's the way he speaks. He has a funny sounding voice. It's almost like Andy Kaufman. Like he's inherently a funny character. He might be a character, you know, and he's also one of the richest people on the internet, which is scary. But yeah, like if you fuck up nowadays, like, and you're famous enough, it just goes in an echo chamber. Like we might forget, but we're not going to forgive you ever. Or maybe it's the opposite.
I don't.
It's like you might forgive him, but you're
I
not
don't
going to
know.
forget.
You know, it doesn't. Well, geez. I mean, what's really alarming is like how many people really care, or how many people are just like don't think he should have apologized whatsoever. You know,
Like he technically apologized. Like I said, I watched the video, but it wasn't like, oh man, I'm so sorry. Like I clearly fucked up. I lost my sponsors. I lost my home. I lost this. I should probably not make these kind of jokes. Instead, he goes, "Nah, I don't like the news. Fuck Fox News." Like that's basically what he did. He did a Donald Trump. Like he didn't tweet about it. He made a video because he makes
He
videos.
said "fuck Fox News."
Basically, well, I'm not. I'm
Strictly
no.
Fox
I'm not.
News?
I'm saying that's like a Trump
Is
thing.
the irony of that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Fox is like
yeah, he loves Fox. He hates
Trump
everyone
loves
else.
Fox News. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what he did. He was like, screw Variety. They don't understand us. They don't understand internet fame. Like they don't understand non-mainstream. And it was the weirdest thing. And it's like you got that. You got this basically spoiled kid. He's only 27. This multimillionaire who shouldn't be famous. He's on the internet doing stupid stuff. And then right next to him, you got Roman Polanski, who has been prosecuted for like 40 years now.
Fucking put him in jail.
No,
please, man.
he might
I
not be
mean,
going to jail. This is awesome.
Yeah, jeez.
He's looking.
No, it isn't, man.
No, this is awesome. Listen, he's looking to return to the United States. So
Okay, that's not awesome.
listen to me.
I'm listening.
His attorney filed a request to open seal documents from the 77 rape conviction. Most notably, documents relating to the plea deal that they allegedly entered with the judge, who originally said, "Okay, Polanski, you fucked up. Go to jail for 48 days. You get out of jail, you're fine." What ended up happening was he was in jail for 43 days, and then the judge went, "Nah, fuck you guys. You're going to jail for 50 years," and that's why he left the country. That's why he hasn't been to the States in about 40 years. However, his victim came out recently and said they talked, he apologized, and she forgives him.
Jeez. No, I've heard about this like for even a few years back.
Yeah.
She just said,
She-
"I just want it to be over
Yeah,
with."
she
Like,
wrote a
she
book
just wants
called
to
The
get over
Girl.
it.
She probably made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
She
would,
just wants
if
to
she's
stop talking
over
about
it,
but
if she doesn't give a shit anymore, we shouldn't care. He's still making movies. He shouldn't have to run. He shouldn't be a fugitive. Like
no, I think that's an unforgivable act. I mean, yeah,
Bill
it's like
Cosby
what I just
hasn't
said.
gone to
there's
jail.
There's a difference between great artist and scumbag. I mean, like, I'm sorry. In my book, like,
Polanski's
you
a
go
good
to jail
director.
for doing shit like that.
No, yeah, he did go to
So-
jail. He's been on the run for 40 years. That
Yeah,
that
but,
seems
no,
like
no,
time
no,
enough for
you
me.
go to jail for a long time for that shit, not for fucking 43 days.
Hey, that's jail. I don't know. I've never been in jail. 43 days. It seems like
Okay,
a long time.
or prison. How about that, man?
Yeah, maybe should have been prison.
Like,
Yeah, he did something wrong.
That
Yeah,
is a strict sentence.
he did a
yeah,
photo
like,
shoot
you
with a
cannot-
13-year-old. He drugged her and then raped her. He fucked her in the ass. Like, yeah, he
Yeah,
did
that's
something wrong.
unfucking forgivable, man.
He
Like,
did
that
something
is,
wrong
like-
a long time ago, though. And if she's okay with it, then we should be okay with it.
I don't think it's
It's like look seriously,
she,
look at Bill
she might
Cosby.
be okay with it, but I'm just
How
yeah,
many
fucking-
people have
no
come
one-
out against him? It's like 10 plus now. He's not facing jail time. He's not going to
I'm
jail.
sorry, but,
Nothing's
like,
going to happen
yeah,
to him.
but saying it's okay for someone to not go to jail, that to me is just not.
I didn't say
that-
it's okay
that
for him not to go to
basically
jail. I'm saying
normalizes
he
rape
went to
culture at that
jail.
point.
I think the
Not for
40
long
years was a price to pay.
I don't think
And
he paid his dues.
Listen to me, if
He lived in France, man. That's nothing.
if they get these documents from the court, and it does say, yeah, this is the plea deal that you were part of, and the judge reneged it, then the criminal justice system sabotaged their deal and fucked him over, which means he's totally entitled to what he did because
yeah, it's a loophole, but
no,
still,
it's not a
he's-
loophole.
Yeah, it
He
is. I mean,
entered a plea
they
agreement.
totally mishandled it.
Yeah, and when the literal judge, when the judicial system treats you that way, yeah, you leave the country. You don't have to face the consequences when you get fucked over like that. Like I'm more about the right thing than, fucking breaking laws, Like if you're a judge and you're supposed to be the soothsayer, you're supposed to be the person in control in our country, like the people that decide the important things when it comes to humane acts, and you are a piece of shit, then hey, I don't know. I wasn't alive when it happened, but
I wasn't either, man. He fucked up, but I mean, still, it's like,
she forgives him though. They've talked.
that is not good enough, man.
It's good enough for me. Like
not for me.
it's kind of a big deal.
That's just fucked up, honestly.
Staying with directors for a minute, though.
I can get that she wants to get over it because she like straight up said that before, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. It's something that I'm obviously not personally invested in, but just fuck that guy for doing that, man. That's awful.
I mean, he makes pretty fucked up movies, so what do you really expect?
Yeah, you can make great movies, but I mean, still be a shitty human being.
No, I'm talking about fucked up movies. Right before this came out, it was '68 when Rosemary's Baby came out. You got a film.
There's also Repulsion. Don't forget about that.
I haven't seen that one, but you got a film
that one's
about
good.
a group of people
I have
basically
it on my shelf, but now I want to chuck it.
fucking taking advantage of this woman and raping her so she can carry the spawn of Satan. So you're going to tell me that guy... Oh, and also Chinatown, of course. He made those kind of movies about very sexually provocative material, and you're surprised that he did something like this? No. Fucked up people do fucked up things. They make fucked up art. That's what happens.
Yeah, I'm still not going to say that's okay, man.
No, it isn't okay.
You're essentially saying it's okay because she says it's okay.
I'm saying I think he paid his fucking time. Literally, time.
I don't think so, man.
Like
his time in France, good God, people have spent 40 years in France and nowhere else. That's nothing.
I'm not saying he was victimized.
Able to live in another country and not go to jail.
But
or prison.
If this is a real thing, if this plea deal happened and it was reneged,
then yeah, that's a big fucking.
Then get those documents. Fucking sue that judge if he's still alive. Come back, just do it. Pardon him, Donald Trump. First thing as president, that's a good thing. Just pardon his ass.
Oh fuck no,
yeah,
dude.
I'd buy that for $1.
Just I'm biting my tongue right now, bro.
Go for it. Staying with directors though, especially Mel Gibson. Hacksaw Ridge, big hit, Oscar nominee. Seems like a success story. Knows how to make a war movie. Warner Brothers believes that. He's apparently being courted currently by DC to direct Suicide Squad 2. I am a fan of that choice. I am very curious. I would like to see this movie.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding, man.
No.
And is he actually considering
it?
it?
Apparently right now he's doing research. He has like a ton of comic books and he's reading them.
Oh, man.
Talk about paying your dues.
That could be cool.
This would be awesome. You make your comeback, you get Oscar nominated, and then you make a superhero movie.
You know what? It would be something. That's
so cool.
Something.
Like I want to see this movie. That's all I'm going to say. More so than the first one. I mean, you got David Ayer making the Gotham City Sirens. He's doing Bright right now. Like he's doing his own thing. Just think about it. Mel Gibson directing Will Smith.
Oh man, dude. Like all the overbearing flourishes that Mel Gibson has, like obviously you can point to Passion of the Christ because I know you saw that, but those things are also there in Hacksaw Ridge. Like, just picturing that in Suicide Squad, though, man, like
sounds perfect. To be honest,
it sounds crazy, but then again, that's kind of a compliment for that and the first movie as well.
I hope he casts himself in it too in some capacity, because why not?
Just like as some general or something.
It's like it's DC. You could play Mad Max Prime in the and Mad Max joins the Suicide Squad. Briggs joins the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and that's where we find out that the apocalypse only happened in Australia and the rest of the world was okay.
Maybe. I would pay to watch that one. Talking about Will Smith and Bad Boys, though, Joe Carnahan I don't know if you saw this because his Twitter feed is so convoluted.
I
Um,
have quit Twitter because I'm just getting tired of news.
okay, well,
Man,
this news item is kind of cool
way
though.
too much Trump news for me, man.
Joe
I'm getting burnt
Carnahan.
out.
Let's see. I want to see your reaction. Joe Carnahan is "quote unquote" reimagining The Raid with Frank Grillo to star. Gareth Evans is apparently supporting and executive producing this thing. Why the fuck you would
Well,
even remake this movie when they already remade it and called it Dread and it's really good? I don't know.
yeah, you want to see my reaction, but you can't. But I mean, that exhale kind of says it
But
all.
you
I mean,
like
they
him?
talked about.
You like this guy?
Yeah, yeah, I
He
do.
said it's gonna kind of be like in the same tone as The Gray. You like that movie? We like that movie. Like he
What
liked
the?
our liking of that movie.
Come on. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, like just do Bad Boys 3.
I think you mean Bad Boys
B,
for
well,
Life.
hey, if it's good, then absolutely. But gee, all we ever talk about is like remakes of shit, man. Like, good God, I really don't give a shit about it.
Well, here's a couple.
I know for the Raid it was inevitable, but
Here's a couple of new things that big directors are doing. Cary Fukunawa, who, came off of a couple of successful things, True Detective Season 1, Beasts of No Nation.
Beast in the
He's
Nation,
doing
yeah.
that Manic series at Netflix with Jonah Hill and Emma Stone. That's going to start production in like a month or two. He might be directing a Hiroshima movie for Universal titled Shockwave, so that would be awesome.
There we go.
I'd love to see him make a big actual studio movie. It's been quite some time since that happened. I think it was
It's
fuck,
probably
when was
getting
it?
pumped up for Oscar season.
After Sin Nombre, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he did Jane Eyre, which I still have to see.
Yeah.
Um, Here's a better one though. Here's our last piece of director's news, kind of. Richard Linklater has already lined up his next thing. He's setting up his director's chair again, and this time it's kind of related to what we do. He's going to be adapting the Reply All podcast, starring Robert Downey Jr. So just that casting alone, I'm interested in. I'd like to see what he can do with Linklater. This podcast tells the story of one doctor hunting down another who conned his way into fortune through fake medicines and populism and using the radio. So great concept. I'd love if Robert Downey Jr. is the fake doctor. I think that's the way it's going to go. It's going to kind of be like a Catch Me If You Can type movie, probably. That'd be cool because he hasn't done a fun movie in quite some. Well, I mean, yeah, he did Everybody Wants Some, but that's Hangout. I'm talking like an actual movie. It's been a little bit of time since that happened. This is going to be Annapurna and Team Downey, so that means eventually it's going to be on Amazon, but go out and watch this one anyway. And talking about Amazon, his next actual release is with Brian.
No, wait. Annapurna and Team Downey is on Amazon?
Isn't Annapurna Amazon? Or is that A24?
Nope. You're A24. Yeah.
Damn it. Well, whatever. Talking about Amazon, they're going to release his next feature with Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell titled Last Flag Flying. That's going to enter in production soon, so I was going to go with that one. This Robert Downey Jr. one, and then he has another one also, hopefully before whatever the fuck that one's going to be called, the sequel, before Eclipse. I'm still going with Eclipse, before Eclipse. Hopefully they're working on that one. The final
Well, there's still plenty of time for that.
final little thing, though,
2022.
this is funny. It's like, Ethan Hawke, big-time collaborator, worked on a lot of stuff, written some stuff before, obviously. Linklater's not stopping at directing. He's going to be acting in this biopic titled Blaze that Hawke is doing. It's about unsung Texas music icons. It's going to be starring a lot of people too many to name, including Chris Christopherson, so that's cool. Willie Nelson is one of the subjects in the film, but he's probably going to make a cameo. So I can't wait to see what Linklater's doing. I don't know if it's going to be just an appearance. It might be an actual role, but that'd be a cool just turn to the tide. It's like you've been
Nice
acting
to
my
see him on
movies for
camera
like
again since Slacker.
yeah, it's like you've been sort of like, but that's him directing himself. Like I want to. It's like he's worked with Ethan
Exactly.
Hawke for like 25 years or something.
Yeah, what's the other time that he's been on screen like that? I can't think of anything but that.
Like never. It's Slacker.
Yeah.
It's that. I think maybe Waking Life. He's one of the subjects too, but no, it's Slacker.
Maybe.
Like also, no, that's it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
He's not one of those guys that puts himself in his movies. He's not egotistical like that.
Slacker, first time.
Doesn't really count. Like he's barely in it. Like no one's in that movie. Like it's just.
He's
It's like the.
It's pretty memorable in that. Yeah.
It's like
in that open.
like the perfect definition of a vignette film.
I love the name his character has. Should have stayed at bus station.
It's like I don't like I that like we're talking about during All the President's Men. That's also one of the movies that I rented at the beginning of college. I didn't know what I was watching really. I was like, this is so weird. I could probably make this, and I probably could have. This is about net neutrality and the internet and Donald Trump. So after months of T-Mobile bragging about its new One Unlimited plan, which I'm probably going to switch over to soon, Verizon, for the first time since 2011, and now AT&T have started beginning to offer similar plans, and also Sprint upgraded theirs. So in the course of this week, it was like just a roundtable. It went, Verizon's like, hey, T-Mobile, fuck off. We got unlimited too. And T-Mobile's like, oh, that's cute. Our plan is even better than it was before because you did this. And then AT&T went, okay, unlimited is only offered to our DirecTV subscribers. Now anyone can have it. And then Sprint went, hey, don't forget about us. We're also here. We'll do it too. So Sprint's the cheapest of all of them and also has the worst coverage because that's what you get when you're the worst. So the way it works is the larger telecoms, AT&T and Verizon, you get unlimited data, but once you go over 22 gigs of LTE, it gets throttled to 3G speeds. T-Mobile does the same thing, but it's at 28, so that's 6 extra gigabytes, which is a lot for even less. T-Mobile, the increase that they did, they eliminated their several tiers, so you get HD video streaming instead of 480p, which is awesome, which is going to make me switch. And then also you get 10 gigabytes of tethering for free as well, which Verizon does not offer. Well, they do, but when you get throttled, it goes to 2G and 3G, and then what's the fucking point? It's slower than dial-up. So yeah, I just got a couple questions about this. Number one, what happens to those countless AT&T subscribers that got DirecTV, my brother included, just so they could get an unlimited data plan? And two, if T-Mobile is actually gonna merge with Sprint, which has been rumored for a long time, it used to be them and AT&T, that died. It used to be T-Mobile and Dish Network, that died. It might be T-Mobile, Sprint, and Dish Network at the same time. That would actually be a hit. If that happens, where's that go? Because this same week, Time Warner's board approved its sale to AT&T, which means outside of the feds, the FCC and the Federal Trade Commission approving that, it's basically a guaranteed marriage, which is interesting because Donald Trump opposed that merger at its inception, and, mind you, CNN is owned by Time Warner, and he fucking hates them, so he would probably love to not get them more money. But is this merger the only way that things can stay even? Because this is already a win for everyone. This is basically net neutrality for phones. Regardless of service provider now, you have access to an unlimited plan at a really good price. T-Mobile is $70 a month, which includes taxes. I mean, you got to pay like for your phone and like the insurance or whatever.
Yeah.
Sprint, I think, is 60. It's like Verizon is 90, and then AT&T is 100. But even still, that's really great pricing. It's possible, this is what Engadget said, that the reason why everyone's going unlimited right now is to make room for 5G, which is going to start being put out there in the next year or two. Like, they're already doing testing. ZTE actually put out a gigabit phone, which means 1 gigabit per second instead of megabits, which is substantially faster than what you get now, probably even at home on your wired connection. But yeah, I think maybe like if AT&T and Time Warner merge, then T-Mobile and Sprint have to merge to compete. There's no way. They're third and fourth place, and together they would make because Sprint and AT&T are about the same. I mean, Verizon and AT&T are about the same coverage and members. And then if you put Sprint and T-Mobile together, that's like the same as well. So it'd be one of three great choices. There's no loser anymore. There is no bad service. There isn't a bad plan. It's all the same plans. It's all the same service. It's like an equalateral approach.
Just choose which one you're loyal to.
Yeah, which doesn't mean much outside of like Verizon having exclusive phones or AT&T giving you free DirecTV or whatever, like whatever the perk is. T-Mobile Tuesdays, like you have your options. Like they are different, but not really. Like services are the same for everyone now. Like it really doesn't matter. Like it hasn't been any difference for like the last 5 years or something. Like I said, it's been since 2011 that Verizon offered unlimited, and they've been fighting it since then. They're like, no, you don't need unlimited. You're good with 5 gigs. Don't you know that? Which is true. 5 gigs is enough. It really is, unless you're like really Instagram crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Like if the feds and Donald Trump, if President Trump go, nah, fuck you, Time Warner, you can't own AT&T. All right, the other way around. Then yeah, there's not going to be a merger. Maybe these unlimited plans dry up. I really don't know. But right now, it's exciting. This is just a win for the internet. This means that they're going to have to drop the prices on these. It should get to a point where you just get like free unlimited internet always at some point in the not too distant future. It's like you just buy the phone. You buy the phone, you get the service for free type of thing. That'd be awesome. I would love that. Like not subsidized, $600 up front, no service. It's free. So we're gonna close the show out with something real funny. Yeah. So
Go ahead.
Fox, the last shining hope of real news in the eyes of Donald Trump, created fake news to promote a cure for wellness this week. Or I guess they started it like a couple of weeks ago, but the internet caught on.
Oh, man.
They used several sites anchored by healthandwellness.co to fabricate disorders related to the film. Lots and lots of different websites. Lots of people were tweeting about this stuff. Like, it was clear, like, if you have a brain, you could clearly see it was related to the film. Like, there were ties to just, like, this is a movie about a company that dupes healthy people into believing there's something wrong with them, so you'll buy their drug. So that's kind of what these articles were about. And there were, like, hashtags related to the movie. So it was viral marketing. But it was fake news. And, like, literal web, like, news sites were reporting on the stuff that these guys were reporting on. So they were, like, distributing fake news. And somehow, I don't know how they are responsible, but BuzzFeed cracked the promotion, which caused Fox to make the websites more visible. They were transparent. Like, all of them died and just went to, like, cureforwellness.com, which is really really, really sad, because this was brilliant marketing.
Funny,
this is, like, perfect marketing for a film that is literally about this. Like, it is about being manipulated through marketing.
I still want to see it.
Well, no one saw it. It made, like, $5 million.
Yeah, no.
But
I'm going to try to go before it goes
away. It totally fits the movie. I don't know why they're being criminalized, or villainized. I mean, like, they've,
like, creatively,
Fox,
it's brilliant. Yeah,
it's brilliant. And it's like, I get it. It's because our whole country is totally against, like, fake news right now. Google, Facebook, Donald Trump. Like, it's a buzzword. It's a hot topic. But this works. Like, these people were going to see the movie anyway. This movie wasn't going to make any money. It's a hard R studio, like, horror film. Like, that's weird. That doesn't make, they don't make that anymore. Like,
no, like that sounds awesome, honestly. But
like, I think it's the Dane DeHaan curse.
Someone tells me that Gore Verbinski's getting a kick out of that.
I think it's the Dane DeHaan curse. I really hope Valerian doesn't tank, because he's had a series since Chronicle.
It probably could, man.
All of his movies have not done so
really?
well. Amazing Spider-Man
really
2 killed the franchise.
And that made money, and it's really just nothing but fucking fanboys bitching and Sony freaking out.
It made money, but it killed the franchise. Yeah. He was in something else that was also not good. Like, he's had a pretty bad track record since Chronicle.
Hey, well, hopefully he can bounce back. If Ryan Reynolds can have a curse and then all of a sudden get Deadpool, then
Ryan Reynolds was never cursed. He just didn't have box office draw.
No, he was not box office gold for a long time.
Well, he never had it to begin with. Like, yeah, Van Wilder was a major hit, but that was the only thing he ever had that was like that. There was nothing anything else.
I don't think it was a major hit. It was a major home video hit, but it wasn't big.
Still a major hit, okay? But outside of that, until Deadpool, like, he never, like, he had a series of roles that I was a fan of, but, like, point at Green Lantern isn't fair. That movie, it didn't fail because of him. It failed because it fucking failed. Like,
hey, Place Beyond the Pines didn't tank. Lincoln didn't tank.
What?
Talking
about
yeah, I'm looking at stuff he was in.
I'm talking about starring Dane DeHaan, okay? Like,
right.
him, like...
Place Beyond the Pines didn't tank.
People didn't see that for him.
That stars, like, a bunch of people.
Yeah, they saw that for Ryan Gosling, and then they saw what it actually was. Me included, were like, what the fuck is this? He's not even in it. He's barely in it.
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
It's such a weird movie.
It's a great movie.
So we're going to end the news with news that's important to me. It's been at the top of the show every time until this week. Shia LaBeouf, his He Will Not Divide Us art project has been relocated. Fuck the Museum of the Moving Image. It is now at the El Rey Theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I believe the live stream is available now. He's closer to LA, so this makes sense. Hopefully they don't have assholes trying to get into fights with him there. I do hope that this continues to be live for 24 hours a day for the next 4 years. That would be the coolest thing. It'd be like, like people would ask, it's like, what lasted longer, Donald Trump's presidency or that live stream? It's like, I don't know, actually. That's a good question. But that's the news.
All right.
Thanks for listening, guys. I hope it's been a pleasure. You can find us all over the internet. Like I said at the top of the show, dollarreviews.net's the easiest way. Otherwise, we're on Facebook, Twitter, you name it, we're there. YouTube, iTunes, we're all over the internet. Yeah.
I hope to be more awake for you in the future with less tornado warnings.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys.
God damn, there's a lot of thunder out there.